I'm gonna start with this one. That is the open seam overlock. So in level 1, everything that you do was to put two fabrics together and stitch along the edge, because that's how you do connect shoulder, side seams, sleeve, collar. Everything is by putting two pieces of fabric together. So in this exercise, we're gonna do 1/2 inch, and I'm gonna start 1/2 inch. You're gonna start like a regular stitch. Always remember, you have to back stitch at the beginning and you have to back stitch at the end. So the 2.5 is correct. More than 2.5 is a little bit too long. So I'm gonna go always 1/2 inch. You need to see the 1/2 inch here. Okay? And I keep the length. See? I'm not pulling. I just guiding the fabric. See, so in the direction that I want. See? And then when I get here, I keep doing what I need to control, both sides together and both edges, and then coming back and finish here. And believe me, I was the one that cried when I see a sewing machine. I was so afraid. So I have now my 1/2 inch open. So what I'm gonna do, this is the first one. Probably all of you did that. I'm gonna go into the serger. Careful that you don't get anything cut, because it has a blade and it's cutting at the same time that it's sewing. So what I like to do is to get closer to the blade. This is the blade that cuts everything. So you have to pedal. One, it's like a car. One for lifting the foot. And I like to put it just, if you look at this, if you look at the foot, it has like a little dent in here, a little dent right there. So I want to put it, can you see it? There. Can you see the little dent right here? Mm-hmm. It's like, that's my guidance. That's what I look at, that dent right there. Can you see it? Right here. Right here. You see the little dent? That's go at the same level that the blade. So I like to do that. You see, it got there. That's my guidance. And I'm gonna keep it there. And I'm gonna start sewing. You don't need to rush it. This is one of the problems in the industry, that people get trained very well when you are doing production, because you need to control how much fabric you are cutting away, because that could damage the size of the garment that you're doing when you're doing production. That's one of the tolerance point, and it's based on the person that is handling this kind of machine, because you are cutting. And here, if you notice, I'm not cutting anything, because I got that line right there, and I'm cutting only what is extra to keep my line straight. Okay? You always go all the way. You don't cut close to here, because you can unthread the machine. Right there, lift it, put it in the position that I want it, and then go. Keeping always this. Be sure that nothing is under the blade and you're not cutting anything that you must not. If something happening, this is pulling. Oh, damn it. I can fix it later. Something is pulling the... in here. Then to do number 2, that is called the close seam finish, double top stitching. Because you can do it. I'm gonna do 2 different ones on these. I don't know if I have enough fabric cut for that.
¿No? Está bien.
Mine is good.
Oh. Tú eres venezolana, ¿verdad?
No, I just look in, it's fine.
Con barriles de petróleo.
The machine has a beautiful stitch.
Yeah. No, colombiana.
This one doesn't.
No.
Se leer.
Of course.
El ambiente.
No, I'm telling you because I know that you like to do things in a good way. But look at the difference between this one
Elegant.
and that one.
Wow. Wow.
That's another thing that you need to look at, because that's important. That's the trick. You know, this machine's been here for 10 years already. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stitch the second one era. Okay, this one. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back to, I put the two together, I'm gonna go back to the serger and I got fabrics. Remember, in this one I open the seam here, I'm not going to open the seam. I'm gonna do serge, both of them. Then I go here, and I'm gonna go. This is open. These are the two together. Top stitch on top. That is what I'm going to do about right now. So you can leave it like that, or you can stitch for denim because it's so thick the fabric. The flat felt only do between the leg, but the outside they do this, you know. So they do the serger. If you look at your jeans, and then they stitch on top, okay? If you look at this from the right, the clean side, it is that jeans. See, double stitch. Can you see the double stitch? Actually, the pants that I'm gonna give you, if you want to do it in denim, that's your choice.
Yeah.
You decide the fabric, your choice. So what we're gonna achieve, what I did so far, I stitched my seam, and I'm going to clean everything so it doesn't fray. And now I'm going to do the top stitch like that. I'm going to do like a denim. So this is what I'm gonna do. You can do one for a shirt, or you can do like a flat felt. If I stitch here, this is the same principle as flat felt, but with less fabric. We're gonna do both. So I'm gonna do one side, and I'm going to do from one side, from the middle down. I'm gonna do from the middle. So I'm gonna do from the middle down. I'm going to do the top stitch, and from the other side, I'm gonna do only one. So I'm gonna do the top stitch. So I wanted to do it here. So I'm gonna bring this edge to the edge of the seam, and I'm gonna start right there. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. This is top stitch. So that's how you have. In here, I'm gonna do this. So right now, what I have is this perfect top stitch. Now I'm going to do the one on the side that I'm going to keep the width of my foot right here. So I can do that. I'm gonna come here. This is my seam is gonna be on this edge, and I'm gonna start right there. Now from the other half down, what I'm gonna do is doing just like a one stitch.
Yes, like
I'm gonna do it like on the edge of this, right there. It's gonna be my edge, and then I'm gonna do that stitch right there. It's not like this one. See?
So finishes on each.
Yes,
Okay.
in one. So you don't have to do it twice.
Okay.
No point to doing everything twice. So we do this. The thing that I was telling you is I don't finish completely the hem so you can see what's going on. So that's regular. Remember, what we're doing here is finishing what is inside the garment. So the garment have quality, standard quality. So I'm going back there. The problem that we have in the industry with the seam allowance is that, remember, the bigger the seam allowance, the more fabric you consume when you're making a garment. So we are trying also, I'm gonna be the devil advocate here. We need people to come back. We don't want people to fix their clothes. We need people to come back for more, because that's how we make a living. I am back from the industry because I don't consume much. Remember, keep everything away from the plate. Got it? Now I'm gonna go back there because I don't like it. I don't want to see it. So I'm gonna fold it. I'm gonna open. I'm gonna fold it to the inside like that. See? I'm gonna fold it and I'm gonna stitch on the edge. So I hide, keeping this under. I'm gonna hide this right there. Why is not folded? What happened? You see how I remove my finger when it's getting closer to the needle?
Mm-hmm.
That's a discipline that you always have to do. Don't put your finger there. That's it. Look. So here, look at the difference, see? You see how nice the finish is? So I'm gonna do half of this, so you have a reference. You fold it, you keep it open. It's common sense, guys. Everything that we do in this industry is common sense. And common sense is what most people don't have. So when you accelerate when you are sure, and then you go a little, you stitch, you look, you accommodate, you stop, you go back again. You can go faster or slower, and that's how it works. You don't have to go like crazy. It's you the one controlling the machine, not the machine controlling you. So when I press this now, look how beautiful. I don't like the stitch of this machine. I don't. Even this one is looking better, but I don't like it. So when you press this, look at the difference between this one, and this one. It's a different finish. This is good when you do soft fabric like chiffon or ganza. This is good with that. Give you a nice finish. So we have the open flat seam, the one that is double stitch with top stitch, and we have the one that is the open seam with folded overlock. So now we're gonna do, what is the next one? Cover the seam through the to the wrong side. So what you want to do both of them, the right side facing the right side, before you start engaging into, the wrong side facing the wrong side. So for example, if all my seams are in here and I was keeping this underneath, now I need to keep this above of that, because I'm gonna be bringing this to the side. So remember, the one that was under, the right side. Now it's going to be wrong side facing wrong side because we're going to cover that with the seam. So yeah, want to start. You understand that?
Yeah.
Generally, you put right side with right side and you stitch. Now you're going to do wrong side with wrong side and stitch 1/4 inch. So I'm going to start right there, 1/4 inch. So I got that. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna bring this like this to the inside. I'm gonna fold it. I should press it for better results. This fabric is good enough for that. So I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna fold it again, and I'm gonna stitch right there. So you see now my seam, this is the wrong side, and the right side is gonna be clean. I'm not going to see anything, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna bring this in here. The French seam is a seam, but if you have a serger, it's very useful because you cover everything. So I'm gonna start here. This is the inside of your garment, so it's clean and beautiful, the French hem, and then the outside is clean and beautiful as well. Well, I went a little bit out of my line, so you need to get that inside, but then you can see what's going on, but it should be like that. So this is the right side, this is the wrong side. Okay, so that's the French. The problem that this machine is not my machine, so it's hard to do it. I should go more inside, but that's the French. So we have the French. So what we're gonna do is the following, okay? Wrong side, right side facing. No, because I'm not going to teach pattern 93. So
You're not?
no,
So you're leaving us?
no, he's leaving on you. I wonder organizing. So listen, concentrate on this. Don't get distracted. So we're gonna smooth the fabric now 1/2 inch away from the edge of this one because this is for heavy fabric. With heavy fabric, you don't want to do this clap thing because it will be 4 layers of fabric. So what you want to do is to face them like that, so you end up with 3 and 3. So this is what I'm doing. We are going to do 4.5. 1/4 inch, so I'm gonna sew this 1/4 inch and this one in half because I'm going to fold that in half to have the other 1/4 inch to create the 1/2 inch quantity that I need. So what I'm gonna do, you're gonna come 1/2 inch from the edge and you're gonna sew at 1/4 inch there, right there. So you have 1/2 inch. Quite frankly, it's gonna be 3/4 inch where you're gonna be starting sew. So you have the line here, you need to start sewing at 3/4. So I'm gonna start right there. You're gonna keep always the 1/2 inch separation from the edge right there. Okay, come in here. See? Like the fabric thick, like denim or something like that, if you want to do a denim jacket or something that requires beauty. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna fold this in half, like this, look, like that. See? You can go on the press and press it, and then we are going to cover this with this, like that. I would recommend you to press it. It's gonna make your life a lot easier. You press it there, like kissing each other, right there. And then you're gonna open, let me do it from the top so I can turn around. So you're gonna kiss this here, like that. And you're gonna open the seam like that, see? So we're gonna go there, look, like that. We're gonna fold it, keep it on touching each other, 1/4 of an inch. And I'm gonna go on the edge. You see? Side by side. It's better if you press it. My recommendation is to press it. Like I am in a rush right now for no reason. I'm gonna start here. When things like that are big and I'm bothering you, you can't roll like that. So you don't fight. Remember, you always have to be comfortable to sew. So everything that is in your way must go. So I got this. Like I said, when you get practice on this, you don't care about pressing anything or doing anything. You go on the fast lane. I mean. So this is the flat felt. Can you see it? This is the out different way, and then this one is the one with the stitch, and then from the back, I leave it open so you can see what's going on here. So let's do the one for the almost done. The flat felt for light fabric. You only need to be 1/4 of an inch away. So I'm gonna do 1/4 of an inch away.
Professor,
Yes.
sorry, what was the name of this one?
Flat felt
Okay.
right here for heavy fabrics.
Okay, thank you.
Here. I'm gonna write it after. So now we're gonna do the light fabric. This one needs to go in 1/2 an inch like that, 1/4 of an inch, sorry. And then I'm gonna start sewing 1/2 an inch. Now it's gonna work. Because what I want, this is all the inside of my garments. I want when I fold it to have the fold inside. So outside is totally clean with top stitch. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna start here. And then we're gonna go. You're probably thinking, how he knows that it's happening? Well, you get used to proportions.
I was in that pretty close.
Uh-huh. This here. Roll it so I can. Now I want to fold these like that. Look, I'm gonna fold this to cover this, see? And then this to cover that. Can you see what happened here? And they said that it's for light fabric because it gets very small. Like chiffon, organza will benefit from this. And then I do this. I'm keeping everything. What I'm doing, and I want you to understand that we are covering the edge of the fabric that could fray. So we get a clean finish, and we don't have to be worried when people is washing the clothes that it's going to fall apart or it's going to destroy it. Because you know, when you are handling clothes that have no finish, they end up damaged. Because the fabric frays, like right now, you see, it's fraying right there. And we want to cover that so that doesn't happen. I'm gonna leave it right here. I'm gonna stop. So that's what we are doing here. We are trying to deliver good finished garments, and this is going to be the whole concept for the entire semester. I want you to learn quality. So this is what happens. The outside of all of them, and this is the inside. So now I'm gonna move into the territory of the binding. So I already did everything. I'm going to do the regular open hem, but I'm going to do it a little bit like over. I put fabric side by side. I'm gonna put a little bit over 1/2 inch. It's a little bit over 1/2 inch, like a 1/8 more, 5/8.
5/8, okay.
I'm gonna start the binding with this. I put the Hong Kong because the Hong Kong already is the one that you do with the food that fold this like that, in sandwich like that. And then you put the fabric, this is the Hong Kong. For those of you that are under the class, they did it so gross, it's huge. But it should be like that, it should be like that, see? You fold it and then your fabric goes here in between. Also, I don't know, maybe Amazon have, but they sell the thing that you put this through and you press it and it folded into that. That's the one that you use for the Hong Kong. You can buy that, it's not expensive. You pull it and then what you do, you put this on the middle and you stitch only once on top, like a sandwich. But now I'm gonna show you the way when you don't have that and you wanna do it because you want to finish your hem, and we are gonna do it. So you start, when you open the seam, the part that gets exposed is this one here, okay? So you want to have a nice clean finish on this side. So what we're gonna do from the inside, we're gonna stitch first and then we're gonna fold and we're going to end up sewing in here. I know that in the school they did it in reverse, but I'm gonna do it the way that I like it the most because then I have 2 seams there. So again, we always been working with the open seam facing the right side, but now we're going to work with the open seam facing the wrong side, which means that I need to start from here to connect my binding, okay? I'm gonna be like that, and I'm gonna start, I'm gonna show you in a minute. I have so much fabric here now that it's problematic. So I'm gonna start here, I'm gonna open my seam, and what I'm gonna do, this is the Chinese side, so I'm gonna put it, let me see.
So right side to right side?
No, the right side facing the wrong side facing the right side of this, because I'm gonna stitch there, then I'm gonna fold, and I'm gonna stitch on top again. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it slowly. So what I did, this is the wrong side of the fabric facing me, the seam open here, and I'm gonna put the right side of the facing, the binding here on the edge with this open like that, and I'm gonna start sewing. I'm gonna start sewing 1/4 inch right there. So I'm gonna start sewing 1/4 inch, keeping the edge of my binding with the edge of the fabric that I want to cover. Okay, get the back stitch right there. And then I'm gonna be sure that my seam is completely open. Sometimes spending a little bit of time help you to not make mistakes. So see, it has to be open like that, facing down. And I'm gonna keep, without pulling this, you don't pull that, you keep it on the side, but you don't pull it because remember what happened? This is causing the bias. And if you stretch it, it's going to be twisted when you turn around. The reason that we cut in the bias when you do curves like that is to bend, but not to stretch it. You don't stretch that, that's what I'm telling you. Don't stretch this. You put it like that, and you go doing it like without pulling. You just keep it side by side together. You don't need to fight. And remember, this, we're gonna be sewing a dress on the bias. So you better be calm. And don't pull anything, because that's the secret. Don't pull anything. This is the good thing about people that do the bias, see? Because they cut the fabric, they do a join and you don't see it. Look how perfect it is.
Very good.
If you do it, it's gonna be a little more problematic, but not impossible. I have done it before. Here, I want to cover this with this, eh? So we cover the same. Can you see it?
And you don't iron before, you iron after. Press. You press
I
it
got a skill, so I press it
after.
after.
And for those of us without the skill yet,
You can press it before. You can press it before. But see, you cannot trust these people. It's gonna be fast. I learned something today that I didn't know about this. So we go back and forward there. Again, you check that you're not gonna stitch anything under because then you're gonna lose time, and then you're gonna go keeping edge with edge. Remember, do not pull the fabric, do not pull the fabric, do not pull the fabric. And then you go there, and then you go there. What do you think about a language that is called Moda GPT? I am doing that. I already have the domain and everything. That's my research for fashion. Moda GPT, like Chat GPT, Moda GPT. Why not? It's a language especially for fashion. It's all about pattern making, measurements. But Moda GPT will do it for you. I need to start promoting it. So now that I did it right, I can see the seam right here. And now that we know that the matte color is the one. So what you're doing here, you want to cut right here so you save materials. See, you want to cut right here. So now I'm free of this. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna cover, remember we are trying to do is to cover the seams all the time. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna fold this to cover this. So I wanna do this in half, like that. Like I said, you don't feel comfortable doing like me, you can always press it. So remember, we're gonna cover this that we put here. So we're gonna fold this in half and then this in half like that. See how beautiful? But I'm gonna start from here. Okay, you're gonna do this from here, fold it in half, see, to touch that edge, and then fold on top. See, half here. Let me do it here so I can get immediately into there. So half in, touch this in here, and then cover. I'm gonna let you see after I control this. So I control it. I went in. Back the stitch. Gonna sew a little bit, and you're gonna see what's going on in here. So remember, I'm gonna put this in here and half in here, and then this is already giving me a headache.